Hello, and welcome to our coverage of Love is Blind, Season 10. I'm Asia, and I'm very excited to talk about the remainder of the weddings. We have so much to discuss, so many I do's and I don'ts, some neither of those, but we'll unpack all of it. When I get ready for a podcast, I just channel the days I used to play basketball. And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, okay." I remember being with my teammates like I am today, right? And I remember tying up my shoes, and it's just like when the podcast starts, if I make a funny joke, it's like hitting a three-pointer, you know? And so this is nothing to me. Getting on here, speaking to however many people, this is nothing because of my days as a high school basketball player. So I just needed y'all to know that, okay? So here I am with two of my teammates. We're three of the starting five. First up, we have Mary Kwiatkowski. Mary, how are you?
Well, I didn't play basketball, but I did run cross country, and I would say that like when I get onto a podcast, I feel like it's like we've done the huddle. We've already had Spirit Week. We've already gotten everything out of our system, and we're standing at the start line, and we just know that it's going to be a hard sprint for the next 3 miles. But then there'll be orange slices at the end and chocolate milk. So really, there's no reason to panic because we've prepped for this. We're ready for this.
Yeah, as soon as we hit in recording, there will be orange slices and milk that enter all three of our rooms.
It's great. It's a really, really great DoorDash system that Rob has set up for us.
Yes. Rob is so amazing for that. We also have here, hello there, little sweetie, Jason Reed. Jason, how are you?
I'm great. And I would say for me, podcasting is like podcasting. Mostly because mostly because I didn't play sports as a kid. But podcasting is like podcasting, because when you gotta get ready to face the public, face the lights and the media and all that, you gotta get ready. You gotta get ready for your opinions and your hot thoughts. So it's just but you gotta be ready to face the music, right? You gotta be ready to stand up tall, say what you mean, and mean what you say. That's kind of what podcasting is like to me. Kind of like podcasting,
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I love podcasting. This podcast, it's like a podcast to me.
Yeah, for real. Like I'm here in the StreamYard, like we're in the podcasting locker room before the show starts, just chopping it up, like we do. Get hyped. Y'all should have seen Asia's big motivational speech to get us ready for the podcast.
We get on 10. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, man. And when we come to podcast, we come ready. We come presentable.
We come to play. We come to podcast. That's what we do.
We come presentable. We know that we are on camera, and it's like, hey, we came looking how we look now because we knew that we were coming to podcasts. Some people show up to places looking any kind of way, not that we're going to talk about one of those today, but I clearly have strong opinions about that.
Clearly.
We got all the food out of our beards. We have all of our hair in place. And we're ready to podcast. You still don't know who I'm talking about?
Probably Alex, I'd imagine. Yes. I figured it out.
All I have in my notes during that whole section was just, oh, great, more sports metaphors.
That man loves sports
I did see a TikTok of someone saying, without any context, please tell me what this man is preparing for. And it was literally just the whole buildup. It's like, you would never know it was a wedding.
He's a stoic. Asia, okay, you can't put a man down for being stoic.
How could I forget?
I might have said this last episode, but I want someone like note this and let me know a year from now if we're following the next season and I start talking about how, and Alex, remember he was such a villain, but now he's so funny on TikTok. Don't let me. I don't want to ever support this man. Don't let me fall into that trap. Because let me tell you, there have been a couple from the last few seasons that are hilarious now. And I don't remember if I hated them or not. But they're funny now.
Like who? Nick? Was that his name?
I can't remember anybody's names. But There was a guy from either last season or the season before, and his thing was like people couldn't understand what he was saying because he just came to the parties really intoxicated. And he was like,
he does make a lot of content now.
Yeah, what's that guy's name? Like, did we detest him or did we just think that he was icky? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think icky. Like he just wasn't into his partner.
He's funny now.
Well, I can guarantee you Alex will be trying to make content because this man is already on Cameo. He has one review. That's a 1 star. At the time of this recording, he has one review. That's 1 star that says he did not give much effort and it was short and
no effort, no integrity.
Right.
Funny.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, Alex doesn't care about the level of effort he gives. He just doesn't care. So that's not who he is. It's not like he doesn't have emotions. So he just he just doesn't, he doesn't let himself get riled up. He's confident in that way. So
confident. So confident. All right. Before we get into this, make sure you go subscribe to the Love at First Sight feed where you can get all of our podcasts about Love is Blind, Married at First Sight, Perfect Match, The Ultimatum. Make sure you go subscribe anywhere you listen to your podcast. Also, subscribe to the RHAP YouTube channel so you can see our lovely faces and know when we get back for Love is Blind season 11, whenever that is. Sure, we'll find out at the reunion. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about how all these weddings unfolded before we use up all of our Alex content here up top. Let's go ahead and talk about not them. Let's go ahead and start where we left off, which was Emma and Mike. All right. So we know Emma's answer was yes. Okay. Done deal. But then we get Mike's answer, which was, as we all predicted, I do love you, but I am not ready to say I do. Was anyone shocked?
No, they really strung it out. It's like, I do. And we're like, huh? Love you. We're like, oh, that's never good when they have to start qualifying things.
It's like from jump, from the pods. We were talking about this. Mike wants kids. Emma is unsure. And that is still the state of things right here on the other side of these decisions. At the wedding is the fact that Mike wants kids and Emma is unsure. He needs Emma to be like a 100%. And he said he couldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, it's funny because when he gives his no, it feels like everyone in the audience is like relieved. It's like, oh,
yeah,
thank God. Like her family, his family was just like, oh, great. We
They're talking to each other. I love that the parents were like, okay.
Like there was no animosity here because and for whatever reason, I really can't stand the walks of shame that they make the different contestants do. I'm just like, well, I guess you got broken up with at the altar. I guess I'll just walk down the altar by myself in complete silence. Great. I love this for me. And yeah, like he goes to talk to her and like it's all good. Like he's hugging the family. There's no Nancy and Bartice where Nancy's family wants to like hunt this man down and murder him at the wedding. But yeah, they was all very I don't know, very pleasant.
I mean, yeah, we could have predicted all of this. I mean, we did. We said this from the very beginning. We said they have a deal breaker.
And I don't know.
Pretty big one.
A big, and I don't know what in this span of 3 weeks, because I mean, it's what we said. Like, how in 3 weeks is she ever going to A, decide whether or not she wants kids, or B, like convince you that she wants kids? Like, I don't know how emphatic she would have had to be in a yes for him to actually like believe her and be like, I truly believe you want kids. I don't think there would have ever been a way if she had come to him and been like, I'm ready for this. I want kids. I think he still would have been like, but do you though? Like, are you sure? Like, because I feel like he might just be saying it so that I say yes at the altar. I never think there was a possibility.
No, she would have had to come to him and say, I'm pregnant.
Right.
That would have been the only way for him to believe.
Grab the condoms, like throw them in the garbage. Like, we're done with those. Let's start making a baby right now.
And I was a little confused because the producer at the end, after like, they're doing their little interviews, is like, if she had said, that she was 100% ready to have kids, would you have gotten married? And he said yes. And I'm like, is the producer saying at the altar if she had said that?
Yeah,
Or
I think
like,
so.
or in the past couple days? Because I don't even think that. Like, I don't think she wasn't telling him like, oh, I'll make up my mind at the altar. It seems like, I don't know. She would have had to very quickly in this process told him. Personally, I stand by what I've said this whole time. In the pods, when she said she was not sure if she wanted kids, that's it. It should have ended there. If that is his number one criteria, because it really does feel like that was his number one criteria. I mean, I do think that they got along, obviously, and he liked her, and there had to have been a reason why. I'm sure there were other women in the pods who did want kids. And I don't know if he just didn't vibe with them. So I'm guessing he liked her the best, or, they connected the best. This wasn't a one-way thing. But like, there had to have been a reason why he wasn't with someone else instead. And therefore, I don't think that was like his only criteria. But like, the fact that this is a deal-breaking criteria just means that I don't know why. I don't know why he continued.
What boggles my mind is that we are here 12 episodes in and we cannot name a single quality about this man. What is he like? What is he, is he goofy?
Kids.
What kind of personality does he have? We don't know anything about him. So we don't know what made them connect in the pods to be like, oh, this is my person. Oh, this is my second person, but now my person. Like, we don't know what made Mike and Emma be so drawn to each other, because we don't know anything about, a lot about Mike. Even Emma, we don't know them as people.
I do kind of wonder if they were almost kind of like not stuck together, but it just felt like they were each other's only options at one point, because we never knew if Mike went on any other dates, because I think he mentioned a couple times in the pods like, you're it for me, you're the only one. So maybe he just didn't hit it off with anyone else. And we know Emma's journey, like Emma,
she had a lot of other conversations.
Mike was Emma's number 3 at some point, right?
Yeah.
And like, we just whittled down all the other options, and it's just like, okay, like Mike has this kids thing, but we can figure it out. I guess I just really want to try and get married. So it just felt like they were doing this to like, all right, we'll see, right? Like, but then we got down to the brass tacks. It's just like, yeah, I'm not sure about kids. It's like, that's not good enough for me. We're done. And like you said, Aysha, Mike is just like a blank for me. And I feel that way about a couple people this season. We're just like, I don't know what you bring to this. I don't know why someone's falling in love with you. I don't know what you see in the other person, what they see in you. When I look at Mike and Emma throughout the season, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
They were just a huge question mark. It's like, if you ask anyone, poll every single person, just poll 100 people who watched season 10 of Love is Blind, they're going to say, oh, that's the couple who couldn't figure it out about kids, right?
Yeah, and I think that's something interesting about this season, is it feels like all of the couples are narrowed down to one topic, right?
Yeah.
Amber Jordan, it's her kid. Emma and Mike, it's kids in general. Alex and Ashley, it's his shady past. Like, they've really narrowed down and drilled down on one specific thing for almost every couple here. And it kind of, for me, lacks some context for me for a few of these couples.
I mean, there's 7 couples we followed this season. There's not enough time unless you're extending these episodes to an hour and a half.
I really feel like I got the most content and the most context from Bree and Connor. Like, they didn't even make it to the altar.
Yeah, it's very true. I thought it was funny that when she said like, I see glimpses of a future with him, when it was like, that gave me concepts of a plan.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Emma. Glimpses of a future where this man is like, he wanted her. Maybe to your question earlier about like, what could he have seen? Maybe if she were to say it with such certainty that that's what she envisioned. Like, I envision us married in a house, 2 little kids running around. Like, that's what he needed, was that she could see it. But she's like, I don't know. Yeah. So they just did not align on that, and they should have known that in the pods. We wouldn't even be talking about this.
And I think his and his family's like eternal, like, there is no divorce. Divorce is never an option.
Yeah.
Really just kind of cuts that whole thing at the knees of like, I'm not even going to try and give this a shot, and maybe you'll come around eventually. if you're not a hell yes right now, then it's a hell no for me at the altar.
Yeah. He did say he was shocked she said yes, which makes me think that they were one of the couples that, I mean, and people have been speculating that, like, did they agree to say no beforehand and then she changed her mind?
Yeah. That makes sense. I think she should have known he was a no when he went against the color scheme. Because remember at the tux fitting, he was like, "Nope, can't do a midnight blue." And then he shows up at the wedding in a midnight blue tux. It's like, oh, okay, that may should have been our tip off of like he's going to say no because he don't give a f about the color scheme no more. He's going to wear what he wants to wear.
Right. So yeah, there's that for them. I
liked her little turn. She's like, oh yeah, I think love is blind, but there's some big things that you can't be blind on, like kids. Yes. And she goes, especially for him. Like okay, I don't think it's that weird that he was like kids.
I know that I've seen some comments say things about like, oh, it was weird that he even like brought up the kid thing at the wedding, or like that they don't like this is their whole story. This is the whole story that we've seen from the edit, and it's his one big deal breaker. Yes, if you want kids, you're not going to, most people are not going to change their stance on kids because they fall in love with someone in 2 weeks. Some people probably will. Not this man, for sure. Mm-hmm. Now, we saw Jordan. He did change his stance. So sometimes that can happen. but it does. Most people, it doesn't. So I don't know why she was like surprised by that. I don't know. I think we said it before. Like she comes across a little bit naive in a bit of this kind of stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. Well. It was, not great for them.
So do we think there's a future for them is the question? Because I mean, the way they were kind of phrasing things
makes me think it's not over.
Makes you think she thinks it's not over. I kind of feel like he might think it's over.
Well, he's like, I don't need her to be 99-1. And he's like, I need to know that if we do stay together, I need to know that she wants kids, because it's kind of like it'd be going nowhere if she never changed her mind.
Yeah.
That's no way to live. You know, like, it's totally okay that he wants kids, and it's totally okay that she doesn't want kids. That does not mean that y'all have to be together, because if he's just always going to be sitting on the edge of his seat waiting for her to change her mind, what kind of life is that to live?
Exactly.
He's just waiting for the day. She's like, yes, I want it.
She's going to wake up like, babe, it happened.
Right.
I want kids now. It's like, finally, we've been waiting for your desire to want kids to come in. Finally, it's here.
So do you think that on that note, do we think heading into the reunion that they tried to date for some time, or even are still together?
I think they tried to date for a bit, but it just, like these things a lot of times do, just kind of fizzled out, withered away. Because I mean, like we say this on Married for Sight a lot. Like when people decide to just kind of stay apart after their initial 8 weeks, it's not going to be better after the cameras leave. Because when the cameras and producers leave, like,
it's real.
There's no one around to kind of monitor you and to make sure that you are staying together, that you are talking about the right things. So I think left to your own devices, it's a lot easier to let things really wither and just go away.
Yeah, exactly. That's what one of these people of the 14 we've discussed this season, one of these people is banking on that. They're banking on, okay, the cameras are going to leave. I'm not going to be held responsible for answering any phone calls.
I can skulk away in the night and pretend like this never happened.
Exactly.
I think they will have dated for a very short period of time, couple of weeks kind of thing. But I think that he has probably realized, and I don't know. I think that to me, he screams like, I think both of them could be dating someone else by the time reunion happens.
Yeah.
To me, he seems like the kind of person who, like, if he hadn't already found someone who really wanted kids, by him being on this show, I am sure that people have watched the show and reached out to him like, I want kids. I'm happy.
Put it in me, Mike. Put it in me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I do think I did really like him going to like talk to her after. Like, I thought that just showed how much of a stand-up guy he is. It was just really sweet. and
That's a quality.
kind.
That's a quality of stand-up guys is going to go talk to your bride
Right after you said no.
after you. Well, I don't know. I should ask you a different story. But yeah, he goes to check on her, like to make sure she's okay.
I like that. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the next couple we saw, which was Amber and Jordan. So we got to hear about his meeting with Emma, not to be confused with the previous Emma, and how it went so well. And Emma warmed up to him. And they really had us on the edge of our seat until his answer, because it was just like he was so nervous. He was visibly nervous leading up to being at the altar.
Yeah. Do you think that was like a cop out? I mean, it seemed, or not, cop out's not the right word. Do you think that was like that they were trying to make us think he wasn't going to say yes? But like she seemed like she didn't think he would say yes either.
I think they wanted to let us know he was super indecisive in those moments, because like there's a moment like he's getting ready to walk down the aisle, and he like hugs his sister. He's like, I don't know what to do. It's just like I do think he in the moment made a decision. I think that's kind of who Jordan is. I don't think Jordan's a big planner. I don't think he's a big forward thinker. So I do think he kind of let his emotions guide him. I mean, he said he's leading with his heart in the moment, and he said yes because of that. Now, will that present problems down the road? Probably, but I do think in that moment he was like, you know what? We're here with all our family and friends. It would be pretty cool for me to say yes right now. I think it'd be really great. So that's kind of what he did.
What really threw me off though was her brother.
Ooh,
right
brother.
before
Oh,
she
my
walks
God.
down the aisle saying, I don't think he's gonna say yes.
Bruh, is this the time? Is this the time, bruh? For you to right before you walk me down the aisle and be like, you know what? Don't get your hopes up.
Right.
I think this guy's about to dump your ass. Like, if I was him, I would. Like, it's like
what are you
problem?
Yeah.
Like
way to make me nervous.
The way she stared at him, like I felt like it's like, if this camera was not here right now, I would tell you about yourself. But she stared at him like, okay, like thanks. That was wild. It was so wild.
Yeah, so that was like a little that alone kind of made me think, okay, he's gonna say yes, because I was just thinking they would want to surprise us that he says no. And for her brother to say that, it's like they're even more so trying to set us up for a no. And so I was like, oh, he must say yes.
She was so ready for a no. It felt like she had prepared her whole side of the aisle to be like, it's going to be a no. Because when he says yes, everybody's like, oh my God. Like everyone is like, ready to jump up and scream like, oh my God, yes. Because it felt like everyone there, his side, her side was like, it's probably going to be a no, right? Like everyone was like, oh my God, he said yes. What the hell? I did not see that coming.
Why do you think that she even then went through with it and said yes?
Well, she said yes first, right?
Well, I know, but like if she thought he was going to say no.
I mean, because for her, it's a yes. Like, I don't think she knew 100% that he was going to say no. So why take that chance that he's going to say yes and say no first?
Because it would be like her saying no because he's saying no. And then she's like, for me, it's a yes. She's like, that's why she gave him the out. She's like, but I know I got a lot going on.
That was
like, girl, don't give him an out.
That was a first. She's like, I do, but I get it. If you don't want to, it's like, girl, let the man speak. Let him talk. It's as if she was trying to soften the blow.
Yeah, it's like you have a bunch. Yeah, you have a bunch of people over at your house, and you're like, we could play one more game, or y'all could leave if you want. No, I personally wouldn't say that. I want to keep the party going as long as
Asia doesn't ask. He just brings the games out. Like, all right, here's what we're doing next. Like,
this is next.
It's 2 a.m. Like, I think it might be time to like. She's like, no, these are the games we're playing.
I just always have that feeling of, this is over. Like the fun times we've just had is done. But
I really enjoyed like his family go out, and I want to get Mary's opinion on this, because I looked at his family, like they all look alike. There's like every person. I was like, they all look like Pam Beesly from The Office. And then I thought, wait a minute, I know someone else looks like Pam Beesly from The Office. Mary, are you part of Jordan's extended family?
I wanted to get through the whole season before I brought this up. Jordan is my cousin. No. Some of us white people just do be looking the same. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
no, I honestly I didn't even notice that. I was not paying attention. Whenever they're having scenes with like a lot of family members, I just write down like friends and family. I don't know who these people are unless we are like unless it's
same.
one person who comes out and it's like, ooh, we're meeting the mom or the sister or whatever. If it's like there's a group of people, I'm like, I don't know like who are all of Alex's bros? I don't know. Are they friends, family? No idea. Couldn't tell you. Who's like even though we met them and like I probably could if I like stared at them really long time when they had Emma and Mike's parents like talking. I'm like, I don't even know which one's which here. like
Yeah, but his family look so much alike though. But yeah, they were
do.
like they were like so Ohio. I was like, yeah, I can definitely picture these people being in Ohio.
Did anyone catch Emma, the child, that when Jordan answers and says like I do, she's like no, she mouthed no.
I could not clock Emma's mood though. Every time we saw her,
she
I was
seems like a shy kid. She's like in a place with like a ton of people and like camera people. I would hate that if I was a kid.
It seemed like she walked down the aisle and she like and Jordan was up there. She almost gave him like a stare of death. I thought of like you either you better not marry my mommy or you better not say no to my mommy. But I do feel like she was happy about the yes. Yes. I mean, she along with everybody was like, oh my god, if like Amber told her like don't control him up too high, baby, he might say no. And so when he said yes, she was like super pumped about it. And afterwards, like, you know, she was like happy, it seemed, that when she was with them in the little before the reception. But yeah, it was hard to clock her mood because when we first met her, I think she was just really shy and she just wasn't saying anything. I didn't know she was just
should
like,
I look at the cameras or should I look at mommy? I don't know.
Yeah. So I didn't know what that was about exactly, but yeah, she was ups and downs on her mood, it seemed like the whole time.
Yeah, I read her like mouthing no as kind of like a no way. Because there are rumors out here that seem legitimate from the sources that they had agreed to say no. And then Amber went up there and she said yes, knowing that he would be saying no. And then he said yes.
Man, you can't do that. You can't
accidental marriage.
Right. Because like according to Asian sources, Emma also did the same thing. So it's just like you can't be doing that. You can't say you're gonna do one thing and then flip it off and you do the other. Like that's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm like, how did they accidentally stumble into being married?
Do you think that's kind of like a kind of a play of like, hey, like I know I like it's like almost like a social strategy game. Like I know I was going to say no, but if I say yes, it's going to make you look worse that you're going to say no. Like it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know, because it really depends on the couples who cares about making the other look bad. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think Emma and Mike or Amber and Jordan had any interest in making their spouse look bad.
Right.
And so I think even if they had both said no, it would have been a very like loving no. Like, I care about you, but this isn't like for us type of thing.
Yeah, Jordan just seems like a very in the moment guy. So I feel like he in the moment was like, hell, she said yeah. Why don't I just say yeah?
Yeah.
And was there a reasoning for like, did we hear in the pods about Amber's like parents? Because her parents weren't there. I couldn't remember whether or not we had if her parents had passed away or there's something difficult there with her parents, because her aunt was there and her brother, but we didn't meet parents.
I don't remember, but her brother walked her down the aisle, and I thought her brother said something like, "Oh, we wish somebody had been here," but I couldn't tell whether or not that was a like they passed situation.
There was something with her dad that she did talk about early on. I can't remember specifically, but I don't know if it wasn't like it was that they didn't have a good relationship or what it was, but she definitely talked about it in the pods. But yeah, wasn't that wild that even the officiant told Jordan, like, and your answer, like, he's like, I do. And she's like, and your answer is?
It sounds like more like a question than a statement.
Right.
Like, that was wild. Also, like, I know that this was just like what he said based on the conversation, but it was funny that he seems so nervous. And then like when his, family's talking to him beforehand, they're talking about, you're like, oh, what are your plans? Like, why are you nervous? And he's like, we don't know where we're going to live yet. Like, I want to live near the bars and the restaurants. And I'm like, why is this still like the biggest? Because they lived like 12 minutes apart, right?
That,
He
well, no, I
said,
think it was like an hour away. It was that.
Oh, was
an
it?
hour
Okay.
difference. Yeah.
Okay.
he said, I want to be able to go to concerts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, unless you're just in the heart of the city, like there's no reason to be next door to concerts.
And it sounds like from what he's saying that Amber is actually thinking about uprooting her and her daughter's life, like talking about going to a different school, like and like really.
So that her man
Jordan
can go to some concerts.
Yeah, so Jordan go to bars and restaurants and concerts he likes. That's crazy to me. The fact that we're gonna switch Emma's schools, which is not fun when you're a kid, right? Like, and like make Emma's father follows also commuting plan of like, this is crazy. Why are we entertaining this man child and his desires of like, I just want to be closer to bars and restaurants? You're about to be married with a kid. Like, you're not gonna be doing that much partying anymore, or so we think. Like, I do think, like, to talk about where their future is, I just don't know if he's ready to be a stepfather to a kid. And that's part of the issue with her not introducing him to what his life would be like before the day before. I just don't think he's going to be ready. I don't think it's going to be what he thinks it is. I think I think he thinks he's going to be able to go out and party and do all these things, and it's going to be fine. But I don't think that's the reality. I think Jordan fell in love with the party version of Amber, right? Because he didn't have to deal with mom Amber a lot. He dealt with
her responsibilities.
Amber independently, out, in the pods, on vacation, and apparently not much going on with the kid when they got back. So I think that's going to be a rude awakening for both of them about what life's going to be like.
I don't know if we talked about it at the time, but like I think it was when they were still in the pods, one of the bigger turning points for Jordan, it seemed like, from when he was kind of like, oh, I like Amber, but she has a kid, to being like, oh, I like Amber and the kid's okay, was the fact that Amber said like, yeah, like I'm really close with, Emma's dad, and like he's in the picture a lot. And then Jordan was like, oh, that like takes a lot of pressure off of me from feeling like I need to be like the perfect father. And I feel like at that point he was kind of like, oh, well, it's like, it's not really gonna be my responsibility. So
she's like a pet, right?
I'm gonna be like a fun uncle, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think that'll be the reality that he goes into. I don't think Amber's going to appreciate him ditching her on days that she has Emma to go out and party and
go to concerts, go to the bars.
Yeah,
concerts every night. You got to be close.
Yeah, I don't know if she's going to appreciate that, especially if she's going to uproot her and Emma's life to follow his desire to be at restaurants and concerts all the time. That's going to be wild.
Yeah.
Do we want to give official predictions on where they're going to be?
Yeah.
I think they're going to be broken up.
I think they'll be broken up as well.
I guess I'll keep hope alive. I think it'll be hard, but I think that they'll still be trying to make it work.
Okay.
Only because we didn't really see a whole lot of other conflict with them. So, they seem like they've got friends and family around. So maybe they've got a support system to help them through the tough times. I don't know. That's my only hope.
Yeah. I mean, again, I just don't feel like we got a lot of content or context for their actual relationship, because their whole storyline was, is she going to be okay with her kid?
Yeah.
Did y'all notice Amber's hair at the wedding? Like, it gave me like Jersey Shore.
It was big.
Yeah, it was big. A big poof. I haven't seen a poof like that in a minute.
Yeah. She has, there were moments when I was looking up her age again, because I was like, something about her, not her look, like her skin or whatever, but like her style gives older than she is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely, like
it gives a different
33
era. Yeah, around 33, 34.
Yeah, her style is definitely older than her age.
Yeah.
All right. Next, let's go to another wedding. Oh, just kidding. It's not a wedding. Oh, darn. We're actually just on a couch in their apartment. Well, same thing happened with them. Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
Also them.
Oh my gosh. Well, we're going to talk about Britney and Devonte.
Yeah, that was quite a fake out, wasn't it? Of like, Britney and Devonte's wedding day. We see the venue, and then smash cut to the couch, which I don't know. Seems to be is Love Is Blind going to try and do this every season now? Because we had Sparkle, Megan, and Jordan last season. Like, oh my God, you thought you were going to get a wedding this episode, but guess what? You're getting a breakup. And it's like, now we're doing the same thing with Britney and Devonte.
Yeah. I mean, we basically find out that they have decided that they're not ready to get married. But, Jason, I would like to do a little bit of a role play.
Oh no.
God, this is so hard to watch. I don't know if I can watch the role play.
I'm Britney in my confessional.
Yeah.
Okay. And you are Devonte in his confessionals. And we're just going to talk about the current state of our relationship.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I've never seen the movie. He's not that into you, but I feel like
right. They wrote the script. So I am so excited that like we're not getting married now, but we will get married later. Like that is my person. That is my husband. You know, it may not have been the cards for us now, but I love that man. That is my husband.
I mean, you know, I can't tell the future, so I don't know what the relationship would be like. But I'll tell you one thing: I don't like being like smothered and pressured. And she was pretty much like a shadow to me all the time, like always trying to follow me everywhere. Like I'd just be going to go change her shirt. She'd be coming along with me. I said, I'm just gonna go change her shirt. You can stay out here. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what the future holds. But I just know I don't like to be like held down and pressured.
I cannot wait to marry Devonte. It was wild.
It was
the juxtaposition between her and him, and it's just like y'all just had two different conversations to each other. He ended this conversation saying, "We'll be in touch,"
bruh,
joking.
I think she thought she was joking.
Yes,
and he's like, no, seriously. Like I might call you in 2 days, or maybe I won't. I don't know.
It's gonna turn like when he said he needed a day before the wedding. It's gonna turn into I just need a week.
Yeah, right.
I need a week. Okay, I just need a month.
I need like a lifetime where I don't like talk to you. But like when we came into this, I wasn't sure. Like they were talking so cryptically, I wasn't sure who exactly called it off. Like at first, I thought she called it off because like I was like, okay, good. Britney is coming around. She's
that was wishful thinking.
Yeah, I was like, she's realizing that he's not into this, and she decided to break it off before he broke her heart at the altar. I was like, great. But then he's like, yeah, I just can't walk to a marriage like with any doubt, you know. And I don't know if I can love you the way you want to be loved, right? So I don't know. I was like, oh damn.
We said that last podcast. We were like, that's the move. Just say, oh, I can't give you what you deserve. Which he pulled that out.
But it is true though. It is true.
Yeah,
like
it is. Yes, it's facts.
He cannot love her the way she wants to be loved. He says something near the end where he's just like, you know, I could have just got married and, you know, decide to divorce later in life. As if we were supposed to like stand up and applaud for this man that instead of letting it go into a marriage, he decided to break it off the day before or the day of. Like, oh, Devonte, you are such a great gentleman for only leading her on right up until the wedding, and then you called off. Oh, this man. Man of the year over here.
Bravo.
I was like, oh my God, this guy is ridiculous.
Like, I know that sometimes we get on people when they say things like divorce doesn't exist, like, or whatever. You know, like divorce is not an option. But I think the counter side to that is also bad is well, we could just get divorced if it doesn't work out. Like you don't want that to be like an easy backup plan.
Yeah, it's not an easy button. You know?
Yeah. It was so hard to watch her saying that she's 99% sure that they will be married someday, that she's leaving this conversation feeling like they're still engaged and he is still her fiance, and that she would have, it's like you just want to say, girl, stand up. She's like, I would have even put aside my desires and like, you know, sign the prenup. It's like, no.
She's been doing that their whole relationship.
Yes.
She has been
I don't know what side of him she sees when the cameras aren't rolling that makes her think he likes her at all.
I just wish someone would have stepped in. I wish someone would have stepped in, a producer or something, like
Brittany,
look at his face right now. This man is checked the F out. He's just like staring at her. Just like,
and like the Brie and Connor situation, this is clearly This is not the conversation where they made this decision.
Right.
This is the restating of the conversation for the show. And I'm like, even in this, he can't even act like he cares at all about any of this. And like what he's saying to us in confessional, I'm like, you need to say that to her. Because
no, he will not put 2 feet down and be honest with her, because his version of being honest is, well, I'm not dating just to date. Like, he's trying to say, he is trying to imply, because we decided not to get married, we shouldn't date. But he can't just say it for some reason, because he's too worried about looking like the bad guy. But she's suffering through this because her desire to be married is way greater than her ability to see what's right in front of her. She just is like,
so like, the there's 2 ways of looking at this, and we're not going to know based on the edit. Either he is showing her something in times we are not seeing that makes her think that he actually likes her. Second option, she is, in the nicest way, delusional and can't see anything that's going on and just wants to be married so badly. Now, I mean, the thing is, though, like, her whole thing about, like, having the wedding dress already and stuff like that. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, manifesting that you, like, want the outcome that you're going to get the outcome you want. I don't think there's anything, like, creepy or weird about that. Like, I kind of rolled my eyes at him when he was, like, thrown off by the fact that she already had a wedding dress. I'm like, you mean for the show that's all about trying to get married? Yeah, it's reasonable to expect that a woman, like, might get married from that. Or that
literally our first time hearing from him that he had an issue with that. And that alone would not be a reason you would decide not to get married to somebody.
So, yes. But I do think, a broken clock can be right twice a day. I do think he is correct in saying, I could have been anyone and she would have married me. Like, I treated her like crap and she was ready to marry me today. Yes. So I do think he's kind of right in that aspect.
Maybe that's also kind of how Bree felt. Because Bree was like, I'm not at my best and you still want me.
Yeah, but there are people out there like Connor that like their women to be mean to them.
Why would Connor and Britney not together?
Right.
I am one of them, so I know. But with Britney, I do feel like
TMI.
Yeah, with Britney, I do. She's gonna listen to this too. And I do feel like Britney, would have married anyone, and she doesn't have a lot of like barriers to like, okay, yeah, let's get married, because she has been settling, she's been compromising this whole time. Like, she came to the vacation talking about celibate, not going to have sex until such and such, and she's like, all right, if it gets you into me, we'll have sex. Fine. She's like, you don't say that I'm pretty or beautiful like I want you to, like, ever, but I'm willing to be okay with that. Like, she's like, in the prenup, like, oh, okay, I'll go and sign a prenup if you want me to. And all the meanwhile, she's sitting here telling him, we're still engaged, we're still together, and he is blank faced staring at her, thinking about the white girl he's going to talk to at the bar later tonight. Like, he's like that. That's where his head is right now. He's done with this. It's over. And
I think her number was deleted as he walked down the steps from her house. Yeah. That is the face of a man that has no intention of ever returning a phone call, putting her text off for weeks at a time. Like, that was him leaving her.
I see no way else this is going to go but him totally ghosting her.
Yeah.
Like he's going to stop
at the reunion show. At the reunion show, she's going to come out. She's going to be upset, and she's going to be like, I thought we were engaged. I was under the impression he said that he needed like a week to just like kind of figure things out. And then we literally never saw each other again.
Yep. And she's going to come to the reunion. She's going to pull out her phone. She's like, look at all this.
Yeah.
It's all me texting him and him never responding.
We're like, surprise.
Yeah, come on, girl.
And hopefully the show can just tell him like, well, why didn't you just end things? Why didn't you just tell her?
He's going to say he tried. He's going to say, I told her that X, Y, and Z. And that's all his little version of, oh, I was trying to be direct, but he couldn't be man enough to just tell her how he actually felt. Like, him using these confessionals to finally get it out. Like, oh, she's my shadow. Like, give me a break. Like, Oh, that was so annoying because at least have the decency to tell her to her face. What has she done to you to deserve? Oh, I'm just going to allow her to suffer through this to the point where he's going to have to ghost her because she still thinks they're engaged.
And the thing is, I agree with everything y'all are saying about like, I think to some extent it could have been anybody that I think she just wants to be married and stuff like that. But I also feel like if I know he's giving her nothing, but because he's not saying no, I can understand how she would just be like, well, I guess we're still in this. And like, of course, if he's my fiance, I'm gonna talk to him and message him and want to be with him. And like, I don't know. I don't know that we don't know that she's like acting unnaturally clingy or something. Like maybe she's just acting like someone who's thinks that she's in love and thinks she has a fiance.
Yeah. Like, and I think her desire really blinds her to the obvious clues that we've all seen of like, he doesn't want this. He's not into you. So, and the fact that she is like, she's talking about like, I don't want to have to start over with someone else, of like, it's that sunk cost fallacy of like, I don't have to like give my heart to someone else now and be vulnerable with someone else at this point. Just like, I like when that door opened, when the pod reveals, she was just like, all right,
that's it.
This is it. Like, like not my usual type, as she told us. She's like, but this is it. Like, he's my husband. Like, it's him or him or nothing, because I don't want to start over again. And it's kind of a sad like thought to have. This person that's lived all their life like with toxic relationships and all this. Now it's like being like, I'll take anything at this point, like to just to get myself married and get it over with.
Yeah. And all these critiques of Britney is just because we think she deserves better.
Like, what about does she wants kids, right? What about her and Mike?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Mike. Like, to be like, would they be a good fit?
If they both just want to be married and have kids, sounds like that's all they want right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I mean, the way she described it was like Alex would be her type if he had a whole different personality.
Run.
Yeah. But yeah, I want her to look in the mirror and see that she deserves someone so much better than Devonte. And it would be worth it to start over with someone else, because you would be in a relationship with someone who respects you.
You're not in a relationship right now. You're in a fake relationship. This isn't real. It's never been real.
You would be with someone that respects you, values you, you could have fun with, will pamper you, will show you that you mean something to them. At this point, Devonte is not even showing her that he values her as a friend.
And she's like, it was weird that I didn't meet his mother. That's odd, right? Like, yeah, Brittany, that is odd.
When they actually break up, if that happens, she's gonna start noticing. That's when she'll start realizing all these different things. That it's like,
come on, girl.
Like, I've been there before of like, like breaking up with an ex and then talking to friends like, oh, and then there was this and this and this. They're like, if you would have told us those things, you would have been out of that sooner.
Bruh, when you hit her with the like, well, guess I'm gonna get out of here. It's like, he wanted to run so far away so fast. It's like, he's like, all right, we got enough for the show. Can I go now? Because I don't want to be here.
He probably got in that car, turned on his favorite song, was singing at the top of his lungs. He was over the moon that he escaped this somehow. And he's just like, when she contacts me, I'll figure it out then. Okay. So do you think
you're probably like, well, I thought she would get the hint after I blocked her number. Like, that's how he will like say he broke up with her. Like, well, I blocked her number. Like, shouldn't that have been enough?
Shouldn't she have known that it turned green? She's like, I just thought he got an Android.
when I blocked her on Find My, that wasn't a hint.
Oh my gosh. So, do y'all think they are still on speaking terms at the reunion?
No way. No way.
They hate each other.
Yeah. I don't want her to be like, I'm still willing to hear you out, Devonte. Like, if you ever want to, I'm here. Like, no, girl, no.
Like, this pass.
I want her to read him for filth so bad.
Yes.
Like that's what I want. I want a scorching that someone else that we're going to talk about got.
She's like, this past year, I've stayed single and celibate just for Devonte because I knew this moment would come, the reunion, where I'd get an opportunity to reconnect with my husband.
I beg of anything but that.
I know.
I mean, like what I want for her is to have someone clear the cobwebs from her eyes and for her to like stand up for herself and realize that she could do better. Is that going to happen? Probably not.
I hope so. My dream is we go into the reunion. Britney is happily engaged to the man of her dreams. They met shortly after Devonte rode off into the sunset, and she has
plans to wear her fancy dress.
Yes, she threw that other dress away because her new fiance is willing to buy her the dress of her dreams, and it's just the life that she imagined. So we'll see. All right.
Wishful thinking, but I like the spirit.
Let's move on to the best soccer player that's ever crossed.
He's not a real soccer player.
Just making saves after save after save. You know what else he saved? His integrity.
I did in middle school. I did play field hockey. So I forgot that I should be introducing myself as a massive field hockey player because I am just as much a professional athlete as he is.
You know,
I have played the same amount of professional soccer games as Alex.
I've played a soccer game once. My friend had an intramural team in college and they needed another body on the field. Did I know the rules? No. Did I just stand wherever he was like, Aysha, go over there? Yes.
Yep.
So, oh my gosh. So these two, she had me nervous. She had me in the first half. I'm not going to lie. She's talking about how like he has said she's not his type, but she hopes that the moment he sees her, he's like, he changes his mind. She talks about how
I interpreted that differently. I think what she meant was like,
I know. Well, now that's what I said.
Yes. She almost instantly followed that up with like, I don't think he's gonna say yes, and I'm like, but she wants him to so that she can say no to his face. Like she wants him to have changed his mind and like her so that he can look like a fool.
Yeah, that's why I said she had me in the first half. Like as she said it. Yeah. I was like, whoa. But then it made it very clear that we're on the
same page.
Yes, it made it very clear that she's like ready for her moment. Because she said something about like him being the man of her dreams. Because in that moment, Sarah was like, if that's the man of your dreams, dream bigger. Because she said he'll be a great husband and a great father. And so I was like, Ashley, please.
Based on what information?
Well, but here's like, the producers are like, all right, like we know you're gonna say no, but you gotta say some nice stuff about him. Right. Make something up if you have to. We gotta trick the viewers and think you might say yes. Right. So.
I mean, I truly didn't know that we were gonna get this outcome based on all the previous episodes.
Well, yeah, I didn't know she was ready for it.
I got some stuff to say about that. I got some stuff to say when we get there.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
But because you didn't even notice the way he showed up to the wedding.
Oh, that's just how he always is. It's just like, I mean, he's just slow.
Exactly. This is your wedding.
I mean, listen, I thought he was going to say no the whole time. So it doesn't surprise me that he didn't put much effort into his look here.
So the way he talks about her, obviously, all the soccer analogies aside, he says she's a top tier partner. He's talking about her like she's his teammate at work.
He's on a soccer team.
A performance review. Yes, exactly.
He also has this whole attitude of like, I'm cool, calm, collected. What's there to even be nervous about?
I'm like, that happens when you don't care. Like, this isn't a big deal to you.
I don't know why he thinks that being apathetic toward everything is somehow like a strong suit.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
That's what he thinks. He thinks that he just seems so cool, calm, and collected. And like someone out there is going to be at this point. And there was a certain point in their experience, maybe after Cabo, that I feel like he was just playing to whatever woman out there is going to watch this and be like, I want him.
But like, I guess what's confusing is I don't even think he doesn't give to me that he wants a relationship. I think he just wants like women to like him. Like, does he really want to be married and have kids? I don't think so.
I think
Nothing about his lifestyle or personality makes me feel that way.
I think if he gotten the perfect person for him, I think he would have been more likely to say yes and to do it.
Which is what? What is the? I mean, besides just someone he's physically attracted to, is that what you mean?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Like I think,
Ashley, I think on the surface gives the impression that like she would do whatever he wanted. Kind of.
No, but here's the thing though. Ashley, went up against him, and was like, "Hey, explain to me your past." I think he wants someone that's not going to hassle him about his lies and his timeline. He wants
someone accountable.
Right. He wants someone that looks like Britney, obviously. He wants someone that looks like Britney that won't question him, and that will just be kind of like a good, like, oh yes, sir, this is that. I think that's what he wants. If that's what he had gotten, he would have said yes at the altar. That's not what he got. So he wasn't about to go ahead with this.
I thought it was really funny that, obviously they're being prompted these questions in their confessionals. And so he must have been asked like, okay, do you have any fears today? He's like, well, I don't have any fears besides like sharks in the water. Like,
that's so random.
What did that even mean? Like, I was like, is this a metaphor I'm missing about that? Like,
no, he said that as if someone at a bar came up to him and was like, you have any fears in life?
Like, how is your only fear sharks in the water? That's your only fear ever in life?
But like sharks in the water, again, like, did he mean literal sharks in literal water? Or did he mean
like, I think so.
Because like, I thought like sharks, like when you say the phrase sharks in the water, you mean like that's a phrase, but it didn't make any sense for weddings.
Nothing he said made sense for the wedding that was that day.
Well, listen, unless he's talking in soccer metaphors, I don't think Alex really gets that deep. Like, I don't think people like, the sharks in the water, like the people that are out to get you.
Like people who are out to sabotage you. I guess.
I don't think he can get that deep, Mary. He's not about soccer, so he's not going to get that deep.
Well, he should have been, because Ashley was a shark in the water, getting ready to sabotage him and talk about all his integrity and stuff.
Well, she clearly showed us that she was walking into like preparing for her moment, right? Like she's had already said she's expecting a no from him, and her dad was like, "You've got this. You're Ashley Carpenter."
Hello there, little sweetie.
Yeah, did we know that she was like a black belt or something?
Yeah, he's like, "You're a black belt. You're Ashley Carpenter." And so then we get to the ceremony, and so this is what I need Jason to see. Okay, let's see, where is this? Oh gosh. Well, anyway, I have to export it. But we get to their ceremony, and I was wondering, is he gonna go first or is she gonna go first? Like, because if he goes first and he says his no, that's less impactful. Like,
I didn't know why. I wrote down, why is he going first?
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, okay, so production knows that she's ready to like give it to him, basically. Okay, so this is him at the altar. So, and I didn't do this. I found this on Reddit.
Okay. Oh, you mapped out
here, I'll make it bigger. So, no, I didn't do this.
I'm sorry, someone else mapped out.
So basically, they're pointing out, I have a picture up of Alex, and they're pointing out how he just rolled out of bed, ate a quick croissant, and then walked up to the altar because he didn't cut his hair. He didn't clean up his beard. He had food in his beard and his hair. It was like, what is wrong with you?
Aysha, how can he explain this to you any better? He does not care. He doesn't care enough to...
This is a visual representation of him not caring.
But he's telling you that. He already told you he doesn't care. He doesn't care what other people think of him and his unkempt appearance. This does not mean enough to him to make any sort of effort to clean himself up a little bit. He's just a stoic, Aysha. Okay, let him go. Let him be.
I was like looking, I was just breaking it down just as we looked at him. I was like, okay, yeah, he didn't do anything to his beard. I'm like, oh wait, is that like something in his beard? And then I like turned to Sarah, who is a barber, and I was like, did he cut his hair? She was like, no. I was like, yeah, and he didn't cut his hair. I don't know the difference. But I was just like, oh my God, the audacity.
Seen Sarah trim somebody's hair and beard before their wedding. I was like,
oh yeah, you did.
Yes, like what is going on? This is ridiculous. This man, like, this is what I say when I said him and Chris think they are very different people than they are.
Mhm.
Yes, exactly.
He got on my nerves just him walking down the aisle. I was like, why are you walking like that? Like he was walking like he just didn't care.
He
about
owned the
anything,
place.
Which I stand like we all just keep repeating it. He just does not care about this whole thing.
Exactly.
And somehow thinks that is like cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm so confused too because he like posted a picture of himself in his wedding outfit and it like looks kind of face tuned. So I was really confused about that too. Let me see. I have it up. I can pull it up. I think. Here we go. On the fly. Okay, here we go. So this looks very different than what we just saw. This looks like, okay, I made this presentable to show.
Well, I mean, the other one is an extreme close-up of his face that you posted earlier. But yeah, I guess this could have been touched up. Sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's touched up.
I mean, at the very
Jason,
least,
have you been on Instagram?
No.
Exactly. People are not above it. And not that you do it if you're below it or whatever, but it's just very funny that we saw this on television and then he posts that version.
It's just his outfit, his stance, his smile, everything about his cast photo is giving like, this is my first corporate job headshot.
Yes.
It looks like a kid getting ready to go to the first day of first grade.
Yeah, like he just doesn't give off like soccer player, like I think and I mean those as two separate words. Soccer player, I guess, as he thinks he is.
Yeah. So Ashley, she's like, no, I'm not gonna let him go first. I'm gonna have my moment. She's like, you're not choosing me. I'm not choosing you. And that's when they pan to her dad, who looks at her mom. I was like, oh, he prepared this. He's probably can mouth the words with her. Like, you got this, sweetie. Just like we practiced in the back.
You got this, my little baby.
She said when we left the pods, there was no effort. And she felt like they were roommates when they moved into the apartments. And his stories are so vivid and detailed. And she found herself even more confused. And lying is a non-negotiable for her. She talks about his integrity. She said he missed the mark. And his mom, wow.
Yeah. You mean his fake mom? Yeah. She was really upset. Can I just say, like, after watching this and also like the Survivor thing, Jason, maybe you can tell me. I don't get the whole like being offended when someone strikes at your integrity, because here's the thing. If someone is using the words like honor and integrity to describe someone, I think most people on a daily basis, like most people are not going to have someone, even when they get in a fight, turn to them and be like, you have no integrity. They're going to say like, you lied about that. Or, like, I feel like I didn't know the real you or something like that. But when you're calling out someone's integrity, you only do that in the cases where somebody has already like repeated that their integrity is very important to them. And it becomes a like doth protest too much situation. Like the people who are constantly talking about their integrity are some of the people who have the least of it, I feel like.
Yeah, I think that's part of why you lead with you don't have integrity, because that person probably talks about their integrity a lot and talks about the word integrity. So that's going to get under their skin when you say, and you have no integrity. You're like, oh, that's something I say I have a lot of. How dare you?
That's all I have.
Yeah.
And it's just funny because he's so offended by it, but like she gives examples of like where it felt like he wasn't being completely honest, and he doesn't like. The only thing he says is like, well, I think we just have such different like backgrounds that you just can't understand my lifestyle.
He goes, so I disagree with you to an extent about the integrity thing. I think he thinks saying to an extent helps his argument when I don't think it really does.
It sounds fancy.
Right, because like to an extent of like, I lied a little bit, but not as much as you're saying. Like,
I don't lie as much. I do lie, but not as much as you're saying.
Yeah, to an extent, I disagree. Like, I kind of disagree. You got a point, but I don't think it's as bad as you think it is, or you're saying it is.
Yeah. So how did you feel, Jason, about Ashley having her moment here at the altar?
listen, girl, go off. Like like you gave it to him, gave it both barrels. Because it's Alex, I love it. It's just kind of like the dad meeting, right? We're like, if this was Connor on the other side, we'd have been like, oh, he shouldn't have gone so hard on Connor. But because it was Alex, it's like, oh yeah, get him, get Alex. So I'm all for it on that point. Like, yeah, he deserved it, he got it. But I feel like and I do think I saw something online where he had told her that he was going to say no the day before. So she already knew he was going to say no. So I think when she heard he was going to say no, she came up with all of this like speech and all this big moment. But I think if he had said yes, if he hadn't told her he's going to say no, and he went forward and said yes, I think she would have said yes. So for me, she's giving all this, like, she's giving all these reasons, all this thing to be like, you're this, you're that, you're that. But I think if he's willing to marry you, you still would have married him anyway. Because I think Ashley is a little bit like Britney. She really, really, really wants to be married. And she's willing to ignore some red flags to be married. And the fact that we got no real supporting evidence from the last drop to tell, like, yes, she was suspicious of his timeline, all this and that. But in the last little date, she's talking about what's our first Christmas going to be like? Where are we going to go? Like, what's our living situation going to be like? So I think she was all ready to say yes until he told her he was going to say no. So that's where it falls a little flat for me in this whole like roasting of Alex, because I don't think this was her plan. If you felt this way and you were going to roast him, why did we get all the way up to the wedding? Like it doesn't really add
to
up.
Have her moment. I feel like she was mad enough at him and felt like enough like just rage at him that was the platform she wanted to do it at.
But it felt like the rage was kind of fresh because he told her he was going to say no.
I don't know.
I think even if he said yes, like even if she had no prep, yeah, maybe it wouldn't have been as passionate. I do still think she would say no. I think it would be like oh yeah, let him go first, let him say his yes, and now let me say my piece with a no. I don't know. I don't think she doesn't strike me as desperate for marriage as Britney is.
I think somewhere between him telling her to her face that she's not his type and the meeting with her dad, some combination of those things, I could see her dad literally talking to her and be like, this guy's not for you. And like a lot of the scenes we got with her, you know, she wasn't rolling over. She was pushing back. She was questioning certain things that he was saying and doing and that kind of thing. I think that she knew relatively early on that this was going to be the ending for her, of whether or not he was going to say yes or not, that she was going to do this. Does that mean that if he had changed his ways and started acting more like he was into her and stuff, that she would have still made that decision? I don't know. I think it was just the fact that, like, from the point that they had met and went to Cabo, he never really seemed that into her. And I think it just kind of built off each other and never turned around. So I don't know. I feel like the whole time this was going to be the outcome.
But I just don't understand why grab this moment. Like, why draw this out to make everyone?
Why did Deepti?
That also was just like, that was kind of like weird to me. That if she, because same situation, she was going into that season, because for us it was a shock that she did that in that season of like, oh, like we thought you were just kind of going along with his BS, and we're like, oh, it's okay.
Same for Ashley, yeah.
So I think I put both of them in the same thing of like, why draw it out like this?
Why not?
Because if I'm going to this wedding and I'm like, why'd you bring me here to do this? Like,
yeah,
you could
to
have done
have
this
their
at
moment.
home.
Like these women are like women scorn at this point. Like they are women that tried to, they wanted this, but then they got this man who, like, for her in this specific situation, lied time and time and time and time again. So she felt disrespected. And it was kind of like she wanted him to feel what she's been feeling the past 3 weeks.
I guess, but she could have done that weeks ago in their apartment and be like, it still would have been
all the evidence. She wouldn't have had all the evidence to talk about. She would have had, just the honeymoon. But
it just comes off as like, I don't know. It comes off as attention grabby to be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to embarrass you in front of all your friends and family. Yeah, he's a crappy guy, but it's like, why draw this out for this long? And I think
it's a month. Don't say it it's like for 6 months she was with him.
But why live that way for a month and not just cut it off? If you knew you were going to say no at that point, stop torturing yourself. Like,
I don't think it was that case. I think she truly wanted him to change a new leaf, like turn a new leaf. I truly think that if he could have changed his behavior, started being more honest with her, started being vulnerable with her, their relationship shifted, she would have been willing to say yes. But it only got worse and worse and worse. And then it's like, well, shoot, now let me just have my moment at the wedding.
But I feel like the story it feels like I got from this season of he was giving her crumbs. Yes, she'd be like, why are you giving me these crumbs? But then she'd be like, I'll take the crumbs though. Like it seemed like she was okay, like up until the last moment. So I do think if he had the night before of like, listen, like, yeah, you're not my type and all this and that, but I'm willing to try a marriage with you and stick it out with you, I think she would have said yes if he had said yes. So I do think this is a fresh rage of him telling her the night before, I'm going to say no. So she's like, all right, let me get my stuff ready. Let me get prepared to come at your ass with both barrels.
It's possible. I could see it either way.
I also don't think her dad was so content. Like, I don't think it was a situation where we're going to support you either way. Like, I feel like
I think her dad
did not like him.
This. Yeah.
Like, I don't think that if she were like, I'm just going to be with him, whatever, if that were the case, like if he said yes, she'd say yes. I don't know. I just feel like there would be more resistance within her family.
Yeah, I think she needed the support of her dad. And I think after her dad met him, and probably she strikes me as the kind of person who, especially after her previous, red flag relationships, probably talked to her family some and got their opinions and talked to them about some of her experiences. And that's what I was saying. Like, I think that after that meeting with her family, I could easily believe that they had started cooking this up.
That's weird to me. It's so bizarre. I'm like, all right, let's see how you're gonna get his ass at the wedding. I'm like, no, just leave. Just break up with him right now.
That's very easy to say when you're not in it.
I don't know. I think some of that may or may not also have to do with the stipend.
But I mean, these people are all people that have decent jobs. I don't think they're doing this to get a $1,000 a week stipend, probably.
No, but you're on the show, like.
Hey, I know I'm not going to end up with this person, but at least
let me follow through with the finish up the show. Yeah, why not?
With the 12 episodes,
I guess. But I think where it strikes me as inauthentic is how willing it seemed like she was right up until the last moment.
I think it's really hard for a person who's not an actor or a sociopath to fake being into someone and fake like conversations about a relationship and stuff. So I think that anytime we saw them have conversations where they're talking about their future and she's talking about that, I do think that she had to have liked him at least some. I don't think that this was like a plan all along that she hated him and then wanted to embarrass him. I don't think it was that. I think it's kind of more in the middle of like what Aysha was saying was she still had hope that he would like her and change his mind, but that if he wasn't going to, then she would be perfectly happy having her moment at the wedding. She wasn't going to end with this being making her look like the fool who said yes and he said no.
Yeah, but I just contend that if he had said to her instead of saying it's going to be a no, if he had said it's going to be yes, I think she would have gone along to get along and said yes and gone along with it and would not have had this whole rant and tirade. Now, again, because it's Alex and he deserved it, I loved it. Like I loved how he got served. I loved how he got embarrassed in front of his friends and family. But
and that's what I think it purely was. You just embarrassed me for the past however long in thinking that this could actually be something. Now I'm going to embarrass you.
But no one else at that wedding really knows that, except maybe like her friends and family.
Her family, so, and that's all she cares about. She doesn't care about his side.
Well, maybe like not everyone there. Like, so for me, I'd be like, why am I here if you're just going to do this? But yeah, so I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of talk about which of our sides is right or not in the comments.
Yeah, I'm definitely
more consideration about the people who are just gonna sit there at the wedding.
Yeah, because she was so harsh on him. Like right after the wedding, she was like, "He's a loser. He never loved me. This or that." Like we never heard that from her, like at all before any of this.
No, that like her saying that he's a loser and that he probably never even liked her or loved her. I think that directly comes from him telling her that he was going to say no. I think that 100%. But I do think that a lot of the things that she had been saying, there's a difference between. I think it would have been different if he had spent the whole time really making her feel like he liked her, and then all of a sudden told her that he was going to say no. But he never really made her feel super comfortable. And so that's why I feel like I don't believe that she was just like, la-di-da, everything's great, even though he's giving me no reassurance.
Yeah, she was questioning him.
He told me no. Like, I think she was questioning him throughout.
Yeah, for sure. But she was willing to kind of look past those things. Like she went after him at the mixer about his timeline, and then he seemingly fixed it with McDonald's later. So she's like,
but how does that seem fixed? All she did was accept the McDonald's.
Yeah, I didn't think that seemed fixed. To me, that seemed like someone who was like that, and their really awkward like date thing at the cabin. To me, both of those things seemed like she kind of knew the writing was on the wall, but she was just trying to be a pleasant person. Yeah, because she knew it wasn't going to work at that point. That's how I read it.
I don't think we'll ever really know the real thing, but I have my opinion. You guys have your opinions. I'm excited to see what other opinions there
I'm
are.
glad that this did not end with her just agreeing to whatever nonsense he wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love it. Like, hey, you gonna go see if she's okay? He's like, no. Like, why would I do that?
It's like, I haven't cared about her once at any point. Why would I start pretending to care about her now?
But also, it's not even about that. It's just like, she literally just dressed me down in front of everyone. Why? I was kind of with him at that point. Like, why would I go check if she's okay? Someone should go check if I'm okay. I just got eviscerated. But I was like,
but he doesn't care. He's so cool. Like nothing she could say would ever shake him up.
You know what's funny?
He's a goalkeeper.
Is I actually like, besides her saying that for a dressing down, it was relatively tame. Like, she did say that she didn't think that he really was all there with his integrity, and that she couldn't follow some of his stories. That was it. She wasn't
she called him a liar. She definitely called him a liar.
But he is.
Yeah, like, first off, he is.
Yeah, right.
But like, and he didn't even. What she said was, lying is a non-negotiable for me, and I'm sure it is for you as well.
But some of your stories didn't check out. That's
what she said. So she implied that he was lying. I guess I'm saying is like a lot of the speech, she was not like,
she could terrible. She could have said worse.
She phrased it, felt very lawyery the way she phrased it. Everyone understands what she's saying, but like, she's kind of got plausible deniability in a lot of her sentences, where she's
even his mom,
like, this is what I want, and I just don't think it's going to work with you.
Well,
even his mom was like, so she basically called him a liar.
Yeah.
Yes.
She said a year ago, I would have ignored all the red flags and lies.
Yeah.
And waited for you to be the man I deserve. She deserves so much better. So it's a no for her today.
I really wanted her to say, it's a no for me, dog. She got so
it's a no for me, dog. So yeah, I enjoyed the dressing down she gave him. He definitely deserved it, but I did question, like, is this because you already knew what the answer is going to be? Like, if you didn't know, if you got the yes, would you have gone along with it and said yes?
Yeah. I think part of it too is the part of the dressing down you're saying is she could, like, it's one thing to do it alone in their apartment. It's another thing to do it with family and friends immediately there to kind of like hype you up and to be there with you, like,
who've helped you write the script.
Exactly. Like, she had their support live and in person. So it was kind of one of those like, okay, now I feel like I can do it. Like, I can say these things. My dad's right there. He's going to grab my hand as soon as I say it, and I'm going to be okay. Whereas they do it at home, is like, there's not that immediate backing. And for her to say a year ago, like you said, Jason, a year ago, she would have handled it differently. Like, she's not as far in her journey as being able to just like, oh, I'm gonna tell him off and I'm gonna be okay by myself.
Right.
I guess I think my big question, we question his timeline. I'm questioning her timeline a lot of like, where did you start feeling this rage in this moment? Was it last night? Did you start this last night after he told you it was a no? Like, that's my big question that I would have for her.
Yeah, I think we can all agree it should have been earlier. No matter what point it was, should have been earlier, because he has been the way he is all along.
Yeah, I think we should rank them though. Like, which bigger burn was burn brighter? The deep D shake stuff, the Cole and Zeneb burning, or this one? Which was the more satisfying one?
I think this might have been more satisfying, because I remember with Deep Tea and Shake, like, she was never his type. And so he was just an awful husband, but I don't remember the lies being so excessive like it is with Alex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
I mean, all the lies for Alex. I mean, it was the Austin thing, and what were the other lies?
I mean, to me, like, I don't know
his
about
job.
Yeah, I don't even know about lies. I think it was more just like the picture he painted for her in the pods seemed very different than the one coming out of it, which was like, we're going to travel. I may or may not have a job. I may or may not want to move to this city. I may or may not want to move to this city. I don't know. It just seemed.
But I feel like he was honest with that fact of like, I don't know, I got jobs over here, I got jobs over there, I got jobs everywhere.
He was upfront about it at some point. I can't honestly remember if he was upfront about it when they were in the pods.
I mean, just all the lies. I'm like, okay, what are all the lies?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and that he tries to paint. Yeah, he tries to paint this life for himself that is impressive to her. That's what he's like. Look, no matter how I explain it, it's going to be confusing to whoever because I'm a nomad. I do this, I do that. I'm a fisherman. I'm a teacher. I'm a soccer player. I'm a this. I'm a that.
But is that lying, or is that just being like a narcissist of like, I live such a great, like he might think he actually lives like this great nomadic life. No one else sees it, but he sees it.
To me, it's the thing I'm more confused about is less like what he wants to do with his nomadic life. It's why are you trying to be in a marriage while doing this? Why are you trying to get this woman to quit her stable job? Like you're like the fact that you guys are talking about marriage and kids at all is weird considering your life. And that's not to say that people can't have like nomadic sort of lives, but they didn't seem at all on the same page about this.
Right.
He's like, oh, well, you got to make a decision. She's like, can I get a day to talk to my boss? Oh, well, you got to make a decision because in that time frame, I got a job in Florida. Then he was lying about flirting in Cabo with Britney.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, that
he just over talks when he's lying because then it's like you can't really shoot down one thing because he just said so much.
Right. Like, I think there's a difference between, I think that, he feels like what's like, well, I didn't lie about a specific thing. I didn't cheat on you and say I didn't. What you did do, though, was, talk to someone and directly tell them that you find them more attractive and would leave your fiance for them, and then and then tell them that you didn't, and then tell your fiance you didn't flirt with anyone.
Yeah, I mean that's a lie. Overall, he's a very shady, shifty person. I think we can all agree on that. I also think there may be some other things that we didn't see that she might be talking about. I really want to pull back on this because I do not want it to look like I'm trying to defend Alex in any way, shape, or form.
Jason is the number one Alex fan. Yeah.
No. You're not gonna put that on me. I do not defend Alex or his ways. He is a scumbag. He is 1B of villains this season. So I do not. He deserved what he got. I just question where it came from. That's all. That's it. I want to be clear.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what's hard for me about this is like I'm a big Alex hater, but I'm not necessarily like I kind of nothing Ashley.
Yeah, I'm an Alex hater, but I'm not an Ashley lover.
Yeah, it's kind of like like I'm glad she's not with him, but at the same time, I'm like, why did you like? It worries me that you liked him at all and that you didn't see through all of this right at the beginning.
Yeah,
considering what you say you want.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about our last couple who was a happy ending on this finale.
Gerald and Beverly. I mean, Christine and Vic. Yeah, sure. That's their names.
Oh, you think they're
You know what? I've decided to completely embrace them. They're a real couple. They're really in love.
Well, that's not fun, Mary. That's not fun.
They're so in love. They're
so perfect.
Her meeting his mom and sister went so well.
Cute.
That was so sweet.
They're about to have sex for the first time ever.
I love they really tried to get us in that preview of like, this is just like, this is so wild and crazy. And then in the real, it's like, this is so wild and crazy. But if I know my brother, I know he's happy. Like, all right, yes, of course.
He had his lock sock, which is like covering his locks. I want to invest in one of those. I now I think my locks are at their point where I can put on a lock sock at home.
Is it like, do
I
they have
wouldn't
to
wear
be
it
a
in
certain
public.
length or something first?
They probably don't. No.
Like super
But-
expensive.
No.
Yeah, what do you mean
Like,
invest in
you would
one?
invest in them.
You're like, I've been saving up.
I just am like, I have so many bandanas, and that's just how I maintain like the parts in my scalp, and I just wear that at home. But then what happens is I'll go and get my locks retwisted, and then my loctician is like, Tilly's hair is again, because Tilly's the only dog in this house that sheds, but Tilly's hair will get in my locks. But if I had a lock sock on, I wouldn't have to worry about that.
Sounds like maybe this would be a good
Time.
investment.
It's time
Good thing to invest in.
because of Vic. I'll do it.
It's like,
Okay,
no,
great.
actually, I'm going to buy a company that does lock socks. That's actually what I meant investing.
That's what she meant.
So it was sweet from start to finish. Like they spoke so positively about each other. And what I noticed was everyone else's fear was about the other person. Her fear was like, oh, like, I just want him to choose me. And his fear was like, oh, I want her to choose me. Their own concern was about themselves and not like, oh, well, Christine did say this thing, so I don't know if I'm going to say yes. And so it's just, that's how you knew they were real.
And they kept talking.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, I think it would be a lot easier to believe that they were just like actors or something, or like a couple who's already been married for 15 years, except for the fact that like the whole religion element, it's like, I just don't think they have it in them to lie about this.
Well, that's part of the role, Mary, is to act like you're super religious. So don't you get about that. That's part of the role, is to be religious. But and then they talk so much about, I have all these flaws and these imperfections. I'm like, is that a failure of the storytelling that we don't know what the heck they're talking about? Like, what do you mean your imperfections and flaws? We know you got a misdemeanor for some weed charges back in the day, but what else are you talking about? And the fact that Vic is talking to his mother, and he's like, yeah, I was happy you didn't give up on me. I was such a bad person back then. I'm like, what? I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know who this person is to know what the heck he's talking about right now. So
you
why
didn't hear about
doing
his misdemeanor in the pods?
I mean, is that it? Like, because he made it sound like he was a holy
Probably.
terror to his mother and like did terrible things. I was like, why haven't we heard about that? I don't know. It just gives me like,
there's not enough time. Like I said, there's 7 couples. This couple was a tack on anyway. They just were like, oh, we really need to cover the couple that will actually stay together. That's why we didn't ever see them together with the other couples at the apartment. And this way, they got sent to Malibu. We got lucky enough to watch their wedding. Like, they literally would have been the People article coming out of, oh, there was another couple in the pods who got together and they're still together to this day.
Which actually would have been a first, that they would be still together, I believe.
Yeah.
I would have loved to. I mean, I would love if they would be open with us and to like just talk about what the choices were surrounding this. Did they see everyone starting to crumble early and be like, actually, we're going to need a ringer couple. Get those 2 boring ass people in here. We're going to document them for a little bit, and we'll see their wedding and everything. I really want to know what the timeline was like for that. Of like, they're too boring to follow, but then everyone's starting to break down around us. So we're not sure about Amber and Jordan. Amber and Jordan might be a yes, but we need at least one.
I think they thought
yes.
Amber and Jordan would be a no, and I think they were all surprised.
So like, when in the process were they just like, okay, get Christina and Vic in here?
I don't know, but like, you know how during the reunions they do that thing where it'll be like a little quick flashback to the relationship in the pods. Actually, they usually do that before the weddings, but they didn't even do that this time. Their entire relationship in the pods felt like a flashback. Like, we never saw anything from them. I
mean, we did see it. We got a couple of longer conversations, but then they just kind of yada everything. We're like, all right, here's some clips and some moments where them getting along on their dates, and they're getting married. Here you go. They're getting engaged.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. And I don't know. I just I need one of these on every season. One of these types of couples.
That's why they were hired. I mean, cast.
I can't wait to see. Like, I think there's no way in my mind, there's no way they're not still together at the reunion.
Oh yeah, definitely. They gotta be.
Yeah.
I thought it was cute that they were talking about we got to teach you the electric slide at the reception.
Which I don't know if I can just like, all right, let's do electric slide right now. Like, I know all of these line dances, But it's not until the song is playing at a wedding that I get up and I know the steps.
Mary?
Honestly,
electric slide? Yes, yay or nay, Mary?
No, I think I'm a yay, but I remember the last time I did the electric slide, which was probably at like a wedding or on a cruise. I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, wait, how do you do this again? Like, I haven't done this in a long time.
Boogie, oogie,
oogie. That's perfect for the audio listeners.
Next RHAP live show.
Where they go, ooh, it's shocking.
next RHAP live show we're all at. We're going to start the electric slide on the dance floor so you can do what?
Yep.
Sounds good.
Oh, they were just sweet.
It was so wonderful. And I love the meeting of Christine and his sister and mom. Like they were, I think the mom was just like, yeah, I was nervous, but after meeting her, like she's so great. It's like, oh, everyone's just so happy.
So
like,
pleasant.
So pleasant, so nice.
Did you notice that his sister, like, okay, obviously we all noticed that his sister was their officiant, but did you notice when they kissed after I do's that her sister looked away? Like, I'm not watching that.
I was wondering one thing, because like the sister is doing the, the vows or whatever. And she has this very like interesting tick, right, in her wording, like at the end of all the words. I was wondering if Christine as a speech pathologist, I wonder if she was just like, just not even listening. Like, we'll have to fix that. Like when we're officially married and I visit in New York, we're gonna have to fix that.
What was it?
It was just at the end of everything, she would say, she's like, she would like go up, like she would add like a little bit of a at the end. I was like, and I was just like, Christine, as a speech pathologist person, was she like bothered by that at all?
She also had an accent that was coming in and out of like New York. Mm-hmm. And then like whatever. I tried to look up if I was like, are they Haitian? But I didn't see if St. John was like originated in Haiti. So I'm not sure their not ethnicity, but their origins.
Yes.
Christina
and Vic, a forever love. Let's get thoughts on what was in the box. I feel like it was probably something extremely tame that these two, like, I don't know. It almost seems like they're virgins. And so it's like, oh my gosh. Whereas like, yeah, lingerie seems like probably the most reasonable.
I think so. I'm sure it's lingerie.
And like a thong, so that's why he wouldn't show it.
It's like, can't show you all that. Oh, that's just. And she's like, oh, but my sister and her kids are gonna be in the same hotel. Like, well, then had me going like, wait, what is this?
Oh, I thought she said that they were gonna be in a different hotel. Okay, I don't know.
They're in the same hotel. It's just like
either way, we know what the whole conversation was about.
Is this some bizarre sex toy that she's going to use on him or something? Like, what is happening here?
Wouldn't that be
no easily
instead?
It was new passports and new IDs for their new lives after they fulfilled this role.
And then how messy of the producer? Oh, so y'all get to use that. Like,
Vic's like, oh, the box. I told her about the box, babe.
I was confused. Was the box a present from him to her, from them to each other? Like
from her to him.
From her to him. Okay.
Yeah. So
never seen a black man blush, but that I saw today.
I think easily they're together by the reunion.
Oh yeah,
they've got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Don't question how that works.
They could probably have triplets by in between filming and the reunion. They can have triplets.
Right.
Sparkle Megan had a whole ass baby.
Yeah. I think I need to go ahead and follow him and her on Instagram. So when they do start posting together, I can see it all, because I'm living for it. At some
point, I need the conversation. I need to know what happened.
Yeah.
Listen, I need maybe following them will give them more of a personality, right? Because
he works out. Have you looked at his Instagram?
That's what I'm saying. Just looking at it from the show point of view, again, I'm just like,
he's a professor. He's smart.
I actually feel like everything we've seen from them, they seem interesting. It's just like their relationship wasn't like super dramatic. But like, they seem like perfectly like fine people.
This is Jason's issue, I think. You think that they don't have personalities for like reality TV.
Right.
But I think they're at their core interesting people. Like
yes, I'm sure.
Okay.
We just didn't see it from the lens of this show.
Okay.
The fact that you can go on a show called Love is Blind and find love means you've got to be interesting in some way.
Or they're both perfectly boring and suited for each other. Because they're both just like, I'm such a big introvert. No, I'm the bigger introvert. It's like, okay, y'all, I don't even know how y'all got cast on this show, because I don't even think this show tries to cast introverts.
Well, yeah, I am thankful that Vic and Christine snuck in here somehow, some way to give us a breath of fresh air. And yeah, we got a preview for the reunion. Everybody and their mama is there.
Yeah.
Like, and I've watched it a few times so that I could pause at different points to be, oh, there's so and so and so. Oh, there's the couple that the girl from the couple that broke up. They were together for a while. They had kids, or like at least one kid, a daughter. Brendan and Brennan.
Alexa. Yeah.
Alexa, she was there.
Yeah, like it looks like we've done away with the no former couples in the audience bit, because last season they didn't do that. They were just like normal people. Like, nah, we're gonna go back to that.
Well, it's season 10. Like, it's because of season 10. Like, they're trying to celebrate the 10th season. Hopefully it's better than last season's finale with the random appearance from Chris Paul. Let's focus on what happened during the season.
We've got to play some soccer in this thing. God. You know what's happened, so don't even try not to expect it. It's gonna be there.
Well, and then name one off the wall thing that happened. Like for example, last season, Jordan and his like chicken smoothies that they brought up in the reunion.
God.
There's gonna be something. There's something that they're gonna bring back up. They're gonna be like, what? I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing was too weird like that, actually.
No, we didn't have like a communal sock bin from 2 seasons ago. Jordan chicken smoothies. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything. There's soccer.
They're gonna bring out lashes for everybody.
Maybe.
And Britney is doing everyone's lashes to close out the reunion. But yeah, hopefully it's good. I've learned to stop having high expectations, because the Lachey's will Lachey. Okay, you never know which version of the Lachey's you'll get, and hopefully it's just the opposite of last season, and they actually focus on the couples.
I think and I expect that the Lachey's will be fully 100% against Chris and Alex. Definitely Chris.
Yes. And listen, Chris is there. We were
there,
all
longer
wondering,
hair.
Is he going to show up? He looks a little bit more like his Instagram picture than he did before.
Not in the face.
Now. Not in the face. But yeah, he's there to face whatever music. What? Let's bet on it here. What reaction? What is this going to be? A contrite, apologetic reaction, or is he going to stand 10 toes down on his behavior?
I think he will be not apologetic, but kind of like Ramsey's, where he just kind of like took it, right?
Yeah,
like it's like yep.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna deny it.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna accept what people have to say for him and not have much to say back.
I don't think he's gonna apologize. I don't think he's gonna deny.
Yeah,
I think he might decide to go full villain and double down.
I think Nick loves to give himself like a good tongue lashing of the bad men. Like, that's Nick's specialty. So I think he'll give that to Chris at the reunion. I think Chris will be like, hey, listen, I know it's well deserved. I know I did some horrible things. But I just I want to be like, well, she just wasn't my type. What do you want me to do? Like, I don't know. I was just trying to be as honest as possible. So I don't know which we're gonna get. I do feel like listen, don't go to freaking Jimmy to find out what you got to do. Okay.
Right. Jimmy gave me advice. Jimmy's there. So
I'm not surprised at all.
He was in the audience.
Yep.
So wait, are Jimmy and Chelsea together or not?
They're not.
They both live in Miami.
They're just friends.
And they're friendly.
Out. They're making content.
They're making content together. They're like, hey, listen, I know we don't like each other that much, but we can get this brand deal if we start this thing together. So let's.
You know what? I think that is very smart of them.
Yeah, I'd do that. So yeah, Jimmy and his whole new makeover is going to be there. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the tell-all brings, or the read, or whatever you want to call it.
The tell-all.
So I'm stuck in 90 Day Fiancé lands.
Yeah, the Pod Friends tell-all. Pod Squad tell-all. All right, we will be back next week to talk about the reunion. So hopefully you can't wait for that.
Jason?
I can't wait. Yeah, Jason, what are you up to?
Yeah, you can find me and Asia talking Married at First Sight over on our Patreon of the Perfect Match podcast. Come on over. Again, I'll say it every time we're on one of these Love is Blind podcasts. If you like Love is Blind, you will like Married at First Sight as well. It's some of the same nonsense content. So come on over to Patreon. We're talking about season 10. We've got a couple other past seasons in the bank that we've already talked about. So come on over. It's a great, fun time. You can also catch me on The Good Pod talking about the show The Good Wife. We're doing a rewatch, me and Marissa Garza over there. We're in season 5 of that show. We're also talking about the current season of Elsbeth as it airs, which is a Good Wife spinoff. So come on over and listen if that floats your boat.
What about you, Mary?
You can follow me everywhere here at Frail Mary. I mean, you can follow me everywhere, whatever. And here you can hear me podcasting more about Extracted with Chappelle. I have an episode coming out next where I talk to season 1's winner and talked with her about everything going on in this season, her thoughts. So a little bit of an off-season or mid-season podcast for that. Asia, where can everybody follow you?
Yeah, y'all can follow me on all social media at Asia Like Asia. That's AYSHA, like ASIA. So outside of the MAFS Patreon that we have going on for A Perfect Match, you can also find me on my podcast that I started with my girlfriend called Life by Us. That's Life BI Us. We have a new episode out every Sunday. Very excited for the episode that's coming out this Sunday. So that'll be episode 3. So you can find us on YouTube and anywhere you listen to podcasts. So please go subscribe if you're interested. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us for the past hour and 40 minutes. We will be back next week to talk about the reunion. Until then, bye.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.